Our next fight in the welterweight division, 170 pounds, it's Chaim Ghosali versus Ryan Couture. First to the scale, fighting out of Bat Yam, Israel. Please welcome Chaim Ghosali. 169.2 for Chaim Ghosali. And his opponent, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome Ryan Couture. 168.8 for Ryan Couture. Chaim Ghosali versus Ryan Couture. Give him a big hand. We now begin with the televised portion of Spike 180. Of course, check us out on Spike TV. We start out in the women's flyweight division, 125 pounds. Alice Yager versus Heather Hardy. First to the scale, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Please welcome Alice Yager. 125.6 for Alice Yager. And her opponent, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. Please welcome Heather Hardy. 125.2 for Heather Hardy. They'll kick off the TV portion of our show, Alice Yager versus Heather Hardy. Next up, the featherweights, 145. Chinzo Machida versus James Gallagher. First to the scale, all the way from Brazil. Please welcome Chinzo Machida. 146 on the dot for Chinzo Machida. And his opponent, all the way from Strabane, Northern Ireland. Please welcome James Gallagher. 144.4 for James Gallagher. Two guys who are ready to go. Chinzo Machida versus James Gallagher, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, the welterweights, 170 pounds. It's Dave Marfoni versus Naaman Gracie. 170.4 for Dave Marfone. And his opponent, all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, please welcome Naaman Gracie. 170.4 for Naaman Gracie. Let's give it up for him. Dave Marfone versus Naaman Gracie. Now let's bring him up for the light heavyweight world title. It's Ryan Bader versus Phil Davis. First, the challenger, fighting out of Tempe, Arizona. Please welcome Ryan Darth Bader. 204.4 for Ryan Darth Bader. And his opponent, the Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis. 204.8 for Phil Davis. It's going to be a great fight for light heavyweight gold. The rematch, Ryan Darth Bader versus the champion, Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis. Let's get him out here for the welterweight world title. Lorenz Larkin versus Douglas Lima. First to the scale, fighting out of Riverside, California. Please welcome Lorenz, the Monsoon Larkin. 169.8 for Lorenz Larkin. And now the champion, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome Douglas, the Phenom Lima. 170 on the dot for Douglas, the Phenom Lima. They'll kick it off for the pay-per-view portion of our show. The welterweight world title on the line. Lorenz Larkin versus Douglas Lima. Let's get them out the lightweights. 155, Zach Freeman versus Aaron Hiko. First to the scale, fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Please welcome Zach Freeman. 155.8 for Zach Freeman. And his opponent fighting out of Whittier, California. Please welcome Aaron Hiko. 156 on the dot for Aaron Hiko. Aaron, a lot of fighters making their pro debut, Madison Square Garden, would be a little nervous. You're excited about this opportunity. Tell the fans why.
Well, I'm going to keep it very simple. Bellator signed me for 2 reasons. And those reasons are to sell tickets and knock people out.
155, it's Zach Freeman versus Aaron Hiko, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring him out for the Bellator lightweight world title. Brent Primus versus Michael Chandler. First to scale, the challenger out of Eugene, Oregon. Please welcome Brent Primus. 154.2 for Brent Primus. And his opponent out of High Ridge, Missouri, the Bellator lightweight world champion, Michael Chandler. 153.8 for Michael Chandler. It's gonna be a great one for the Bellator Lightweight World Championship. Brent Primus versus the champ, Michael Chandler. Let's bring him out the heavyweights, 265 pounds, Matt Mitrione versus Fedor Emelianenko. First to the scale, fighting out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Please welcome Matt Meathead Mitrione. 256.6 for Matt Mitrione. And his opponent out of Storyosko, Russia, please welcome the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. 236.4 for the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor, you are far from home, but a lot of fans at Madison Square Garden are going to be cheering for you tomorrow night. What are you going to show them?
Федор, вы очень далеко от дома, но завтра очень много болельщиков здесь, далеко от дома будут за вас болеть. Что вы им покажете? I will try my best to win.
I love interviewing Fedor. Right over there. Let's give it up for the heavyweights. Matt Meathead Mitrione versus the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Let's bring him out for the main event, the light heavyweights 205, the American gangster Chael Sonnen versus the axe murderer Wanderlei Silva. First to the scale, fighting out of West Lynn, Oregon. Please welcome the American gangster Chael Sonnen. 205.8 for the American gangster Chael Sonnen.
Wanderlei is the past, I am the future, and tomorrow I will give you a present. And I didn't come to this disgusting city to beat Wanderlei. I came here to beat him down.
And his opponent, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. Please welcome the axe murderer, Wanderlei Silva. 205.8 for Wanderlei Silva. Let's give it up for him. Our main event, the American Gangster, Chael Sonnen versus the Axe Murderer, Wanderlei Silva.